to Rio. It's like, even with the seeding, I just feel like, you know, it's very hard for every team. You know?
Well, I mean, how can you seed it in a way? You know what I mean? Like, there is obviously an argument to be made that IHC should be the first seed if they were the reigning champions of the Asia Minor. But
yeah.
like, Rare Atom and Greyhound are two very good teams as well, and it doesn't seem fair to have anything going on there. But either way, we're into Nuke, and it's the pistol round, and, well, IHC are back to their usual tricks already. A fast play into the ramp room. It's going to work out for them. Meztel doing the exact same thing he was on Ancient and pushing on the CT side, but not going to push fast enough to stop IHC from getting into B.
Yeah, so some chip damage done, so a chance, but that chance is getting that much harder. Kabal with the 2-tap onto face crack makes it that difficult to get in through Mega here. Meztal, he's at least got 2 guns to try and make up for lost time, but he's going to be last alive on 2 HP now in a 1-on-4, and I don't see a world where IHC lose this round.
He wants to hang on to those dualies, doesn't he? But not going to be allowed to do so. Kabal will chase him down. And it's IHC that get the pistol on the board. And, you know, you look at the history on this map for IHC. They've got some really, really good reps on it. I mean, they've been playing teams like Wings Up, and we saw how well they performed at DreamHack Melbourne against international competition on Nuke.
Yeah.
They've beaten them 2 out of 3 times they've played them. The one time they did lose was a 16-14 loss. And not only that, but they've got reps against a lot of the other Mongolian competition, which, as we've said a lot, is a really, really solid region at the moment. So
yeah,
I think this is looking fantastic for IHC. I really like the pick of Nuke for them. And I'd say they're in the pole position to close this series out. Make it a 2-0. Similar fashion to how they kicked off the last Asian RMR. And, you know, went through that pretty much without losing a map. So could be some scary sides ahead for, you know, not even just JJH, but also Greyhound and Rare Atom, depending on who they end up facing.
Yeah, how it all ends up unfolding after today. Of course, tomorrow we're going to have an elimination game as well as a qualification game, and that's going to be absolutely insane. So, arguably, you might have more even matchups tomorrow, but who knows? Who knows? I guess we'll find out today.
I think it's a really tight field. I think every single game is going to be quite close, especially if JJH, you know, can compete against IHC. You know, they should theoretically be able to do the same against Greyhound and Rare Atom. But every other game, I feel, between the big 3, in my opinion, should be really, really tight and very, very competitive as well. That's what you get, I guess, when you have only a 4-team competition. There's no team that's really going to fall by the wayside. It's an 8 take from IHC on the anti-eco. No investment from JJH here at all, which is an interesting choice, actually.
Yeah. Well, you can see IHC, great anti-eco, straight outdoor, straight onto site, and they're going to be pretty much unfazed by what JJH is doing. The other thing I was noticing is there was a lot of notes on these players' tables. They were checking them in those player cams. So IHC taking this, you know, as seriously as expected. They want to make that major. So counter-stratting, trying to figure out exactly what JJH are doing. And look, counter-strat, bloody successful here.
I mean, you say that for IHC, but it's the exact same on the side of JJH. I mean, if you have a look at, you know, their desk when they're on the cameras.
Yeah, same thing.
They've got massive, like, full page of notes. And then multiple of those.
Yeah.
Like, all typed out as well. You know, it's not as if it's just written down or anything like that. It's a lot of text, I'll tell you that.
Well, what have we got going into round 3? JJH did save in the previous, so we got M4s already and some decent util. We'll see where it all ends up going. IHC, slower approach, not just going to smash it outdoor this round.
Yeah. Obviously, interesting approach for JJH to not force into the last round. It means they do get the gun round around earlier, but it's a little bit weaker in terms of the economy. So they don't have a huge amount of delaying util. They've still got 3 smokes left and a molly, but obviously that'll get run down pretty quick by IHC. Nicely timed push from bLitz, and he should get face crack here. That's just, I mean, that's just a masterstroke, is it not?
Yeah, that's just good game sense. Here's that spam coming through, finds the timing on the reload, and no one is close to trade. Now, JJH, 2 men down, need to make their move, and Davkost is going to give us a knife in the back. So that's a great way to get back in. Mori as well answering with another. So Kabal just barely keeps that man advantage there with the trade.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Davkost's not going to be able to get out of there easily. Flash in on top of Meztal is lucky that no one's pushed in through from Lobby. That's a shot from Kabal.
Okay.
And that's pretty much cracked the round wide open. Meztal now in Annex has got a big job to do. He will find Kabal for the first, but the double swing should come through from IHC. Score, in fact, can get it done alone.
Score so sharp. He's fired up, and it looks like he is as well. Of course, they took that first map, so confidence is bloody brimming for them. Have a look at the one tap again. I sure want to.
Kabal's little head just like poking through as well there on the graphic.
Yeah.
As we zoomed in. Love that. Perfect start to the half and to the map for IHC, isn't it?
Well, into round 4. We've got Deagles, we've got 5-7s. A little bit of util to work with, so not an unwinnable round for GG How, but IHC have been navigating the first 3 perfectly. And again, they're just going to be defaulting, looking to stop any lobby crunch coming through, and that's exactly what they're going to do. Meztal, no impact, pushing into hut.
Already liking the map control that IHC are getting.
Yeah.
The fact that Annihilation has already cleaned one up on Outer and now can start to work through Secret.
Oh, okay.
Is nice.
Crosshair placement looked real damn good, and we got IHC smacking it through the holes, and they're going to find B completely uncontested. I say that, but Davkost is here, and his crosshair placement is so damn good. Unfortunately, the caliber's just not quite there to go toe-to-toe with Annihilation. With an AK in hand, Mori pushes out. He'll be destroyed as well, and it's all up to Blue Phoenix to find, look, any damage left here in the round.
Yeah, a lot of attempts at an individual bit of heroism from GG How there, but...
The AK. IHC protecting it. Kabal, very heads-up play to move to this position, and it's going to be 4 alive at the end, as well as 4 rounds in a row to kick off Nuke for IHC. Into round 5 we go. GG How going to be able to get that AWP cranking in the hands of Davkost, who's been looking real sharp with the Deagle, but now's his time to shine with his preferred weapon. Probably going to be playing Outers. We'll see where all the GG How members play with what they've got here. Over towards heaven.
Bit of a traffic jam.
Yeah.
It's all good. Davkost is actually going to go over toward ramp room.
Oh yeah, all on his own.
He's actually pushed quite far in toward Trophy off the back of that molly, but decides to just back his way into a bit more of a standard position. May not be super necessary, actually, as IHC is setting up for an A-take. They've thrown the wall of smokes on Outer. It's a bit of a decoy strat, but hit A, and it hasn't worked out too kindly just yet. Meztal has found that first one. bLitz now out through that smoke. Can't get any luck. Kabal, though, seems to be the man with the master plan so far on this map. 8-1 out of the first 4 rounds. Does eventually drop.
Yeah, audible. Going to be called straight to ramp. IHC has just been torn apart piece by piece. Davkost ready for the close swing, but he's looked away at the wrong time, and Score may have just saved themselves a 5th round.
Yeah, that's pain, but of course, you do still have a player close, and Annihilation has to get down the ramp. He takes the fight, man. You've got the bomb. Inevitably, Blue Phoenix chases him down from Megaton, and yeah, it's just not quite salvageable for IHC. It was good work from Score, but they'd lost too much control already by that point, and the rotations had come through a bit too quickly.
Yeah. Thought he really saved that one, but I'm happy to see GG How picking up a round before it gets too deep in the half. So maybe they can turn things around here. 2 alive means that the economy isn't in the greatest of ways, but of course that AWP still carried across from the next, picked up from the previous. And IHC just going to go with some default wall of smokes here. See if they can creep their way in. Looks like one of them was burnt by Molly. So huge gap for GG How to play around.
You see Facecrack has definitely got his eyes peeled on that one. Good nade here.
Ooh.
Oh, very good nade.
Beautiful.
That's done a lot of damage, and even Kabal's tagged down to 59. So IHC, they're going to find it a lot harder to get any work done now. Player deficit plus a player low. They've already rotated an extra player down toward B. That'll be Davkost with the AWP. And Mori. So really putting a hefty emphasis on defending the B bomb site.
Retaking this radio control. Meztal ends up back on a common line, and Score is ready for him. So that's going to be the answer back into the round.
Yeah, you've still got 2 players kind of now almost trapped in the B bomb site. Like if GG How wants to get back out, they're going to have to go past Kabal.
And Davkost
Look at this push.
Open it dark. Blue Phoenix gets right in between two of those T's, and that might just be the A site open for the taking. IHC could reroute back up, but we still see the bomb down towards the lower side of things. So who knows how this round's going to play out?
I mean, Davkos is in a one-and-done position to begin with, and he's only got an AWP. I say only got an AWP, but in a situation like this, I'm not sure that he multi-frags. Annihilation will drop, but that's going to be the info given over to IHC, and, well, he's not going to be given a chance to multi-frag because IHC just turn tail and head back up to A.
Oh, he's chasing him. He's right on his heels.
He's too slow.
But getting out of vent with an AWP is a very, very hard position, so you can see he's going to go for the rotate back to Secret, 3v3 for the retake.
It's a good setup too.
Time's ticking.
Kabal just watching on the long angle, Score ducking behind the box. Having a look toward Annex, but the nade's going to land on top of him, so it starts to become more important whether these duels are won, which of course they are. IHC, they're far too sharp at the moment. If only Davkos knew how low Kabal and Techno both were. Doesn't look like they're going to catch him. Ooh. Trying to chase that AWP down, that's for sure, but Kabal met with a wall of flashes. Still though, it is a 5-1 result for IHC. They win the round from a deficit as well, Mac.
Yeah.
I mean, it's that mid-round aggression again that we see from GG Hao that they were bringing on the CT side of Ancient. And it's kind of cost them one more time now on Nuke.
It's kind of packed down here at PAX as well.
That's why they call it PAX.
Oh, is it?
Yep.
Right, so P-A-C-K-S?
Yep.
Yeah, what's the X stand for?
P-A-C-K-S?
Yeah.
What does the X stand for?
Yep.
There's no X in there.
Oh, thanks. Anyway. Thanks, Jordan. We've got round 7 rolling on through. And all the GG Hao looking to play around this AWP. Face Crack has been very sharp with the Deagle so far.
Same wall of smokes.
Yeah.
Actually, no. It's a deep wall of smokes.
Thought we might have seen Face Crack try to block one of those, create a little gap to play around, but IHC getting respected, and Face Crack is just waiting here towards credit, expecting the T's to make a similar move to before, but all 5 creep their way into Secret before the smokes fade.
Yeah. Just maybe wondering whether or not there was going to be someone coming through that smoke because it was a bit of a variation on the outer smokes from IHC's previous attempts. But you're not going to see any shenanigans. They're just more interested in heading toward the lower bomb site once again. Molly to put out the smoke does give Mori a bit more room to play with, and he's also trying to set up a crossfire with the AWP. These are the kinds of rounds that IHC have sort of stumbled across a couple of times on Ancient, so I wouldn't want to be seeing them lose another one here on Nuke. Their anti-forces have not been clean, and once again, they're suffering at the hands of the Deagle.
The one-up?
The sub-buy. And it's going to be done and dusted. GG Hao, they pull off a cheap one.
Barely.
I mean...
Did you see the lineup? Did you not see the lineup?
But, you know, this is now the 3rd time where you look at a round, you say IHC should probably win that 99 times out of 100, and they're not able to do so.
Yeah.
So that is definitely a weakness that is kind of cropping up a little bit, and now moving into Nuke is showing its head again.
Well, into round 8 we go. And it's guns all across the board for GG Hao, looking to turn the half around before it gets too late. IHC, of course, going to bring some fun to the party, and a fast approach as well. Kabal straight off the top of Annex now, looking to smack it into A. Blue Phoenix tucked away here at Tetris, swing in Techno, looking way too sharp right now, and that's not going to be enough from the site players. 2v3, and GG Hao, they're going to have to play retake.
Are they even going to go for it though, Mac? I mean, bomb's not down, so they do have a bit of time to work here, and if Davkos hits that shot on the Techno, it starts to look doable. Annihilation heads up enough to notice that there's a hole in the smoke that's going to be trying to be exploited by Mori. And so Davkos is going to go back down to B. IHC going to get that bomb plant safely. And no, they're not going to get it safely. This is a huge move from Davkos, but he's missed the shot. Oh, and he's punished for it. Oh, Score.
It's like you've just read to the middle of the book and you spilt water all over the book. You can't read the pages anymore. It's terrible. Very unfortunate scenes there for Davkos too.
I feel like it's more like someone's put orange juice in your cereal instead of milk.
What about someone that tries to open your banana and your banana goes everywhere?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
Just now.
What a shot from Davkos, though. Unfortunate that he couldn't follow through for some more.
I know, he hits the insane one, and then it's like the sitter is the one that he misses.
Yeah.
Anyway, IHC, they've gone fast this time, and bLitz has gone straight down to outer. Mori is running for his life, but does not know there's a player behind him in the B site. Shots aren't connecting. He's got the smoke down to play around right now. Techno goes straight through it, and that seems to be honest, Techno's specialty. Going through his smoke, finding a couple of kills. Saw a lot of that on Ancient.
Yeah.
And B site is taken by IHC at a blistering pace.
Underarm smoke. GG How. I was going to say they've maybe got a chance here, but they don't have a lot of util to get back into sight, and they've got no map control either. Blue Phoenix was spotted over towards Elbow, scores hard on the hunt. And he's got this Mac 10, but Blue Phoenix gets his gun back out just in time. And there could be some damage done to IHC's economy, which, look, for the long run is pretty good. They don't have a lot in the bank at the moment, so the more members that fall, the better for GG How, and the better their chances to get back into the half. But already, IHC with 7 on the T side. This is looking grim for GG How.
It's looking very, very dominant, isn't it? I mean, look, this was, I guess, the expectation. We know IHC is very good on Nuke. It's their map pick.
Yeah.
You know, on paper, they are the team that comes in here as the favorites as well. So you expect to see a bit of a fight on GG How's map, but if that doesn't get converted, then that's where you're like, all right, well, now it's probably 2-0 territory.
Yeah.
And IHC are really flexing their muscles.
Well, round 10.
Yeah. And it doesn't help that you're starting on the CT side and you can't even get into the game. Like, how many gun rounds have they actually had? Probably 3, 4. Just doesn't really give you the impression that they're getting the chance to fight for this at all. And IHC are playing so fast as well that there's very little time to think. This time it's Score that's got down the vent.
A little bit sneakier than last time, but you could see those bullets coming in this direction, just spam through the smoke.
It's another buy that IHC have had trouble with in the past. It's the Deagles, it's the MP9. These are the kind of silly little rounds that have kind of been letting IHC down, and I don't think it's going to cost them against GG How.
The timing.
Yeah, well watched by Kabal.
Yeah.
Oh, Metzel up on top of the silo. Able to do a bit of work, but yeah, like I said, I don't think it's going to cost them against GG How necessarily, because I think they're going to consistently win the gun rounds. But if you're playing against Rare Adam and Greyhound and losing these kinds of rounds, then it could be a problem. Great spot for Score to be in.
Yeah.
It's an unfortunate surprise for the CT coming down vent, and yet another round on the board for IHC. And it kind of starts to come without fanfare now.
Look, great call. You see Score get down into the vent. As soon as he has that control, even though they made a huge amount of noise at Outers, because vent control was lost, CTs knew that they'd lost that vent control. They couldn't drop down, so they had to try to find another route back into the round, and they just couldn't do it. So GG How are really just getting out called at the moment. See if that happens again going into round 11. Just going to have one player on towards the upper side. If IHC go quick, then GG How could be in trouble again.
Yep. No smokes toward outer this time from IHC, which has been pretty standard from them on the gun rounds.
Yeah.
It's kind of keeping GG How thinking.
See if IHC go for this late wall of smokes. They're positioned to do so. Still with a little bit of lobby control as well, though. Ooh,
this time,
towards Annex.
Facecrack is in secret. The Molly's going to push him away, but maybe that's an adaptation that GG How is going to find some success from. Though, IHC is headed back toward the B bomb site. That's info that's going over to GG How, though.
Facecrack's just picked Outers, cleared everything, knows that Outers control is there for GG How, and it's all a ruse. IHC getting ready to hit uppers, and Meztal, he's here, top hut, and ready to fight.
Yeah, good counter util out from GG How, keeping IHC waiting. Which is going to mean they're hitting this bomb site quite late.
Oh, timing on the door smoke. So good at 40 seconds. IHC can have no time to make this happen.
It's going to be like sub 20 seconds when they're actually getting into this site. They haven't thrown any util at all just yet, so IHC are really waiting that timer down, and they are walking into a very stacked bomb site right now. Fast rotate can come through from the players in ramp room. IHC, they're going to give it a crack, and they need to hit their entries. They need to do it cleanly. It's a 2 for 2 thus far, but they cannot stop. They cannot slow down at all, it's not going to matter. They run into the brick wall. We all knew that was the way it was going to go. They just didn't give themselves time. And Annihilation's dropped as well.
Great round coming through.
I think, really, that information that comes through from Secret that pretty much wins that round for JJH.
100%. I was looking at it on the map. I thought someone was maybe going to flash for him, but he decided to peek dry.
Yep.
So because of that, there was no read for IHC that JJH knew no one was outers. So off the back of that info play, JJH was pretty much able to win the round. Came down to what they could do on that defense on the site. Blue Phoenix really tried to lock that one down with Davkost. So well played. Let's see if they can get a few more on the CT side. They definitely need it if they want to go to a third map.
Oh, okay. A couple of molly kills for JJH. Don't really get to see how that's all played out, but obviously it's good news for the CT side. Annihilation was able to peg one back, but it's not enough to really make IHC look too threatening in this round, particularly with Kabal down on 12 HP and barely any map control.
There might have been a misread from IHC to go fast, thinking that JJH maybe didn't have extra util to play with, but Score's going to try to put the team on his back right now. Walks out the door. And, positioning. How is this man alive? Kabal is just dancing around bullets, and Annihilation and Score might just be winning this as the duo straight out squeaky.
Blue Phoenix is feeling really, really under the pressure right now, and Score starts to creep his way close. Perfect timing. The shots do come through, though, from JJH, and it's now onto Kabal. He knows where that last player is, roughly speaking, at least. But the MP9 is enough this time. That would have been a great clutch from Kabal. Not to beat. JJH win the round, but with one player alive, it's not a great prize.
Yeah, the money was already in question. Maybe we'll see IHC go for something faster again, considering they're back down to the pistols. I don't know if anyone's going to overinvest there. Of course, they're taking a tactical to discuss what they want to do, knowing that they already have 8 on the T side. Maybe we see something a little more creative. Maybe they just try to cool things down and not allow JJH to get on a roll with these rounds. Of course, some teams thrive in momentum. That's what we saw in the first map, right? Every time JJH started to get a few of those CT-sided rounds, then they'd get a few more. They'd get back in the game. Took us all the way to 30 regulation rounds. And IHC don't want that to happen here on Nuke. They want as much as they can get, and they're even going to force back in. So going down to Galil's, going down to Amaki, Tech9 even in the mix, and 2 AKs in the hands of a couple of the star fraggers. We'll see what happens here for IHC.
I mean, it's definitely a round, right? It's going to be an interesting one for JJH. It's actually not been super often that we've had to see IHC go to a bit of a half buy where they've, had a little bit to work with, but I kind of feel like it works with their playstyle, doesn't it? Like, they're very fast, they're very decisive, they're confident as well.
And now they got another rifle in their hands.
Yeah, exactly.
Score with that entry.
They just get through the map so quickly. And now JJH's like, all right, well, I guess we've just lost the round, right? Like, do you go for the retake here?
No, this is the save. Maybe if they get a pick off early, but look at the money in the bank, Jordan. There's nothing there for them. They need their best shot in the next. Someone can maybe drop him something over to Mori, sorry.
Well, they're going to give it a crack, and this could be the straw that breaks the camel's back for the half. JJH, if they lose this, money is shot. They're losing a lot of guns already, and now IHC are on the hunt. They spotted Blue Phoenix, and bLitz is not going to give up the chase for this one either. Luckily, Blue Phoenix is able to hold strong and obviously won't go down to the bomb. So 2 guns do get taken through, which is going to make it workable maybe for JJH. It sort of depends on what their mentality is going to be like.
There's not enough.
Do they want to fight for 10-5, or are they really desperate for 6? In which case they would just force in here, but you're at the point where, like, either way, it's about half now.
Well, that's the call. And they have had some success in the rounds where they have gone for these force buys, so
yeah,
that's exactly what the call is going to be. Still, look, AWP, 2 rifles, 2 SMGs with decent util. It's workable on JJH. They are just expecting something to happen over towards outers. You can see molly's going everywhere, smoke's going everywhere. And IHC, they've slowed things right down, knowing JJH could be on an eco.
IHC definitely putting themselves in winner's territory with this half. And Kabal's in the perfect spot to spot face crack. That could have been awkward timing. A little bit of a pace pickup by Techno into A-bomb site, but end of the day, IHC are just winning duels here and there and pretty comfortably across the map, taking control of this round. Timing doesn't work out for Kabal this time.
3v3, definitely a workable position for GG How. They've got Heaven control over towards ramp as well. And Blue Phoenix, after finding 2, has looped back all the way to Annex, so might be able to stop this bomb from going down. However, it's planted for Heaven, it's planted safe, and Maury's going to start to make his way in. MP9 could have done some work, but he's pre-aimed over towards the door, and the offline works for Annihilation. That is going to be 10 rounds secured. Blue Phoenix knows there's nothing left for the final round of the half, so he needs this AK.
It's really unfortunate for GG How because that could have so easily been around for them as well. 3 very low HP players on IHC, but none of those kills converted. The 2-on-3 clutch obviously doesn't even really get going. If Maury is able to win the duel into Hut, maybe there's something in there for GG How, but at every turn, really, it feels like IHC has bettered them and ultimately will be the deserving victors of this series if things continue in the fashion they are. 10-4 is the scoreline. Double digits in the first half of any half is always going to be a positive sign, but when it's on the T side of Nuke, you start to wonder if the days are numbered now for GG How in this map.
Well, final round of the half. Let's see what GG How can even bring in. And they've somehow managed to work an AWP in, that AK that was saved, M4 for Maury. And again, just a couple of SMGs. So we'll see if there's going to be enough util. And I'm more interested in how IHC are going to play this, because if they can lock down 11 on the T side, that is ridiculous. Scores just swinging with the flashes. Blue Phoenix loses that one. And look, he tried to be the savior in the previous, but things are not going right.
There's another one.
This time, Meztel falls and Score. He's already done his job for the round. Let's see if the rest of the boys can follow.
I mean, it's just confidence plays from IHC, isn't it? They are going to be really, really scary on the CT side as well when we do swap halves. I don't expect they're going to shy away from anything. They might try to take a lot of control on that CT side as well. Incen's going to go through and face crack. I mean, he could really have a crack here, but doesn't look like that's going to be the case. The Incen was a bit late, and the third player just decided to sit in that smoke and let the rest of the lads do the job. Though, we are seeing kills come through now for the CT side, but just not enough. And I feel like this is a scenario that's cropped up all too often. IHC open the account, get a couple of picks, GG How respond, but then IHC's like, all right, well, we're just going to win the round now. So it's a bit of an ebb and flow in the rounds, and ultimately, IHC, they do come back into every single one of them. 3-on-1 post plant now for Maury. And he's going to just crouch peek into the line of bLitz, I dare say. And that's pretty much going to be that. Molly does actually go through, so...
Oh, Util's great.
He's using everything that is at his advantage, but, you know, ultimately just too much to do. And once again, another round goes the way of IHC, and this time the half done, 11-4.
Yeah, I'm really excited on playing on stage because it's a really important tournament, and I heard of someone and Mongolia fans gonna cheer for us who lives in Australia in Melbourne.
This world is slowing down. How can I fight it? How can I listen when there's no sound?
How to describe the first half for IHC, Mac? I think uncontested might be the word that springs to mind for me. It didn't really feel like they were under any pressure at all.
Yeah.
Very few CT gun rounds coming through, and for the most part, a lot of the rounds that IHC won were comfortable wins as well.
Yeah, I just want to see some more signs of life from GG on this T side. It's kind of what we got from them over on Ancient, but I guess we'll just see what happens here going into the second half. IHC, look, cannot complain about how they've been playing. Everyone you'd expect to be firing up is doing their job. And look, Door gets blown up real early from GG How. And we got Meztal infiltrating the enemy spawn. So we'll see if he can maybe work a pick here. He has been spotted, and Annihilation is very ready to try and take a fight, but he's only got 3 HP now.
Yeah, but I think IHC, they're just so confident at the moment that they really do not care. They have been rampaging through this map, and indeed, you know, the series as a whole. So they're just going to keep taking those fights whenever they're on offer. Annihilation will ultimately go down, so it may have been a mistake on 3 HP to keep taking that challenge, but end of the day, it's a 1-for-1, and bLitz has kind of got it on lockdown. He's got himself a double. FaceCrack, having now taken control of Heaven, will start to break open the CT defense. Score waits patiently, but will choose a never mind. Yeah, I was going to say an inopportune time to fight, but still gets the job done. And it's another one of those situations, isn't it, where kind of just feels like IHC are going through the motions and winning the round quite comfortably.
Score's just having a game, isn't
Too
he?
easy.
Everyone hitting everything they need to. 16-7 for Score, 15-10 for bLitz, and another to follow. So
4K for bLitz.
12 on the board, and IHC win the CT pistol, and that makes GG How's life so much harder here in the second half. They didn't get that bomb plant down, which means a Force Spires, look, you wouldn't recommend it, but they might just do it anyway. Eagle's Hammer, a little bit of Util. You can work something with that, especially on a map like Nuke. You can keep things close. But even so, I just want to see more from GG How, but I don't know if we're going to get to see too much more today, Jordan.
No, I don't think so. We'll probably be watching them tomorrow in the lower bracket by the looks of things. And exactly as I expected.
Yeah.
You're not going to be seeing IHC sitting back in their bomb sites on this CT round. Score's having a bit of a look in the lobby already from Hut, and just continues to go forward, catches Meztal. It is going to allow GG How down into lower, but straight back up at the wall of smoke that's been presented in front of them, and now their own smoke is going to start to fade. Annihilation.
You can see those feet coming through the smoke, and follows up with that second tag as well. Sent straight back though, Davkost and Mori doing work with the pistols. Might just be able to save this round for GG How. Molly gets awkward for Techno. M4 in the hands of Mori now leads to another kill, and Kabal towards Ben is going to break it up for the double. Ridiculous scenes here in IHC.
I was going to say,
they want this game.
Kabal's timing coming up with the vent here is going to be crucial. I thought he was going to get one only, but the double, it's just the cherry on top, really, isn't it? And on the other side of the coin, the nail in the coffin for GG How. When you're losing a round like that, it's just like, well, you know, what can we do? Like, we've tried everything, and just nothing's going our way. Everything turns to gold for IHC right now.
Well, into round 18, we might not have too many left. And IHC are just sending 2 towards the A side of things, but a lot of presence at Outers, and they're going to tear GG How apart straight out of the gates. Annihilation, he's hunting for some vengeance. He wants a dominant performance here on Nuke to get out of packs quickly, get himself ready for tomorrow.
Yeah, big game coming up tomorrow for the winner of this one. That'll be a straight situation into the upper bracket final.
Yeah. Well, that's 14, Jordan. And GG How, if they want to prove a point, they need to do it right now. They'll have some money. They'll have their first real gun round on the T side. And it's all going to boil down to, you know, how these entries work. We did see in that first
not
match
a lot of room to work with
today, FaceCrack doing so much work in the entry role.
Yeah.
So this is his chance to shine, but it's just IHC confidence is brimming for them right now.
10 rounds in a row just to equalize the score, and you're doing it on the T side. And you have to win 12 rounds in a row to win the map. I just don't see it happening.
Oh, Score.
You'll go 1 for 1, but he gets a lot of info. He sees 3 players there, and Techno's now going to be well prepared for the push. The MP9 scores a double. That's more than enough right now for IHC. Couple of frags do come back through for the trades, but as ever, IHC are a step ahead, and bLitz has it on lock. I mean, this is going to be the most anticlimactic map, I think, you'll see today, probably.
Look, some great trades coming through. The Russian duo almost saving that one for GG How. Unfortunately, again, both just running into the same line. And bLitz, he's doing work. He is doing so much at the moment. Score as well. Look, 20 and 9. It's not every day you see KD like that.
It's the guys that you want to be seeing fragging that are fragging right now for IHC.
Yeah.
Good little cameo in as well from Kabal this map and Techno last map. But the core 3 of Annihilation, Score, and bLitz have been really strong over the entire series. And yeah, it's just looking fantastic for IHC at the moment. So really positive signs here at the road to Rio. And you have to say, it's pretty much done and dusted now. GG How, they are 1 player away from being knocked down into that lower bracket. Davkost, the last man alive. The conversion rate for the clutches have not been super high either. So I'm not holding out hope.
Well, he's the man in the middle, up on the stage. Let's see if he can do it against 3 of the best that IHC have to offer. Oh, nade forward, maybe some chip damage. Techno already is going to mop this one up. So 3 kills at the end, and IHC move into that upper bracket final.
Indeed, very solid stuff from them. You have to say it was maybe a little bit too easy on Nuke there for them. They were pushed on Ancient, but end of the day, the better team has prevailed. And very exciting to see who they're going to play against between Greyhound and Rare Atom coming up next. So looking forward to seeing that upper bracket final tomorrow. GG How now down in the lower bracket. Lots of work for them to do.